Okay, this is for week 12. This is 11 weeks class notes with homework. Okay, today we will learn about law of sine and law of cosine. Okay. Now let's talk about the law of sine and law of cosine. In this triangle ABC, we can do the triangle area by several different ways. Okay. If we draw the altitude here, and we call this guy as H. H will be what? Let me ask a student. Aiden. In this right triangle, H should be B times who? Christina, let's do this one. In this right triangle, H should equals to what?
CB divided by A.
So let's see here, okay? Sine C. Sine C is who? Sine C is H over B, correct?
Yeah.
Sine C is H over B, H over C, sorry. Over B. B is the hypotenuse. In this direction, on the left, sine B is who? In this right triangle, sine B is who?
H over C.
So sine B will be H over C. Okay. Now, H will be B times sine C, correct?
Yeah.
H will also be C times sine B, correct?
Yeah.
That makes sense. The triangle area, the triangle area, you have the base, you have the height. How much is the area for this triangle? 1/2 times A times H, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now H is B times sine C, so we can see 1/2 A. H is B times sine C, so B times sine C. Or 1/2 A times C times sine B. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, this makes sense. All right. Now we are going to see the other directions. Let's see here. If I draw the altitude in this direction, there, okay? This green one, I draw the altitude in the other direction, and I call this guy H prime, okay? The area for triangle ABC, this time I'm going to choose the B as a base and H prime as the altitude. Should I write down the formula by what? Using B and H prime? Go ahead.
It's 1/2 times B times
H prime.
Correct.
Yeah, and then we are going to see here. Let's see here. Sine C. Sine C is h prime divided by what?
Divided by A.
Very good. Opposite over hypotenuse. So h prime equals
A times sine C.
a times sine c. All right. So this will equals to 1/2 times b, h prime replaced by a times sine c. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
Again, we do this direction. Sine A, sine uppercase A, this one, okay, will be h prime divided by c. Okay. Please mute yourself. Okay. If I didn't ask you to answer the question, please mute yourself. Don't mess up with my class. H prime equals to who?
C times sine A.
Thank you. All right. So H prime can be replaced by this, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So we will replace H prime. This becomes to 1/2 times B times C times sine A. All right. So the area can be equal. It's the same triangle, so all of them can equal. So we are going to change this totally with a purple color. And we can write down all this equation together. This is 1/2 AB times sine C, and then 1/2 BC times sine A, and 1/2 AC times sine B. Does this make sense to you, Christina?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of them equal. When all of them equal, we see here, we can times 2 for each term, right? This is 1/2, this is 1/2, this is 1/2. Definitely we can let this 1/2 go. So this is AB times sine C. This is BC times sine A. This is AC times sine B. Make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody divided by ABC, okay? Everybody divided by ABC. Look, we will copy this layer and divide by ABC, and we will see what will happen. So we will do a fraction over ABC, 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 okay? It's an equation. If we divide it by a same fraction, it's going to be the same result. So now AB and AB canceled. BC and BC canceled. And AC and AC canceled. So we left with sine C over. Look, this is lowercase c. Lowercase c stands for this side. Lowercase c stands for the length of this side. Uppercase c stands for this angle. Sine c over lowercase c equals to sine uppercase A over lowercase a equals sine uppercase B over lowercase b, okay? So this is called law of sine, okay? Another thing, for law of cosine, let me call the next student to work with me together, Michelle. Okay. During the geometry class, we learned about Pythagorean theorem, correct?
Mm-hmm.
if this angle A is 90 degrees, do we have A squared equals to B squared plus C squared?
Mm-hmm.
So if this is 90 degrees, we have A squared equals C squared plus B squared. But in a general triangle, you don't know if this angle is 90 degrees or not. What do? You will do minus 2BC times cosine A, okay? All right, this is additional term. But we will check if this still satisfied if angle A is 90 degrees. How much is cosine 90 degrees?
Cosine 90 is 1. Oh no, sorry. It's 0.
Yes, cosine 90 degrees is 0. So if this angle is 90 degrees, this satisfies the per second theorem, okay? All right?
Mhm.
Now, this formula is correct for any side. A squared is this two guy square minus this two guy product times the cosine of this angle. This guy square is this two guy square plus together minus 2 times this times cosine of this angle. Again, the third side also equals to this two guy square plus together minus their product times 2 times cosine of this angle. This is called law of cosine, okay? Look, law of sine here does not take too long to prove. So I show you how this comes from. Law of cosine takes really long time to prove. If you are doing those AMC 10 or AMC 12, you can work on why this is true. But for most students, you don't need to know how this comes from. As long as you know this formula, remember this, and being able to apply is good enough for your pre-calculus. Back to law of sine, okay? Back to law of sine. Long time ago, for geometry, by the time you learn the geometries, okay? I'm going to go to my folder for geometries. Okay. 2 years ago, you learned geometries. At that time, you learned about those circumcenter and incenters and centroid and also center, okay? 2 years ago. Maybe you remember, maybe you don't. At that time, we know this is called the circumcenter. How does this center come from? You draw the perpendicular bisectors on each side. So you split this line into 2 equal pieces and you draw perpendicular lines. And again, you split this 2 into 2 equal pieces. You draw the perpendicular lines. This line and this line will meet at one point, and you draw the perpendicular bisector on this direction also. Choose the midpoint, draw the perpendicular lines. These 3 green lines meet together at this one point. This point is called circumcenter, okay? This is circumcenter. This circumcenter is very interesting. If you connect here and connect here and connect here, by triangle congruency, these 2 triangles are congruent. Why? Because they share the same side. These 2 right angles are congruent. These 2 sides are congruent because definition of midpoint. That's why these 2 guys are congruent. After you prove these 2 triangles to be congruent, you have CPCTC, corresponding part of congruent triangle are congruent. You have these 2 congruent. Again, you can also prove these 2 congruent. these three equal. If you choose this circle center as your center of the circle, and you choose this piece as your radius, you can definitely draw a circle. Okay, you can definitely draw a circle. And this is the radius. This is radius. How long is this radius? This radius equals to A over sine A equals to the 2 times the radius, 2r. B over sine B equals to 2 times the radius. Okay, yeah, well, that's also additional information for students who prepare to AMC 10 or AMC 12. Okay, for general pre-calculus, you don't need to know that. As long as you know this, good enough. Now we come to the application question. I know a lot of students hate words problems, but in pre-cal, you will see a lot of words problem. So we will try this one together. Michelle, go ahead, read number 1, please.
Okay. Points A and B are on opposite sides of the Grand Canyon. Point C is 200 yards from A. Angle B measures 87 degrees. Wait, what is that? Like, say 87.
You call 37 prime, okay?
Oh, okay. And angle C measures 67 degrees, 12 prime. What is the distance between A and B?
Okay. Well, in pre-cal, you have to do those kind of unit conversions. What does this mean? If I say 80 degree, 37 prime, which is saying 80 degree plus 37 over 60 degree, okay? That's what this means. It's like 1 hour have 60 minutes and 1 minute have 60 seconds, okay? So if you see this prime, you divide it by 60. Do those conversions. So, Michelle, let's see here. We were given this angle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We were also given this angle. And we were given this side, correct? By reading the graph. They ask us for B and A. This, correct?
Yeah.
This distance. We were given 1 angle, 2 angle, and we know this here, and we know this here. So we notice that 3 angle summation is 180, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will go ahead, use 180 minus this 2 angle, okay? All right. Everybody, based on the unit conversion I show you here, go ahead, do your calculation. You can use calculator, okay? You can use calculator to calculate how much is this one. And then tell me the answer over here. Everybody go ahead, do it, and text me in the chat window, okay? Calculate how much is there, and then we will move on from there. Okay, send me answers by replying my message, and don't send me to my another account. How much is here? Give me, 3 decimals, good enough. Okay, and if you finished this answer, if you know this guy here, you are welcome to do the next step. We already learned the law of sine. Law of sine is saying sine of this angle divided by this side equals to sine of that angle divided by that side, okay? So go ahead, use the law of sine to calculate how much is my x. If you finished, go ahead, text me this angle and text me the x value here together, okay? This is a worst problem for pre-calculus. If you want to use decimals, watch out here. If you use this, do this question by using decimals to do your calculation, you may ending up something wrong. It is because, watch out here. If I put sine, we know sine 30 degrees is 1/2. What's going on over here? Why sine 30 gives me a weird number? That's crazy. If I do cosine 60 degree, cosine 60 degree is 0.5. What happened over here to give me a weird number? What's going on? Is this calculator wrong? No, the calculator is not wrong. The reason is because all the decimals there are using the unit called reading. Okay? Are using the unit called reading. If your geometry haven't teach this part, this is the last time you want to catch up. Between unit degree and between unit reading, we do the conversion. We did the conversion during the time we learned the unit circle. Everybody pay attention to here. Right. Let's see. If I choose degree, that means I can choose like 180 degree, 90 degrees, 30 degrees, those things. The reading, can you tell me, Brian, 180 degree is corresponding how much in reading? Go ahead. Brian, are you there?
Yeah, it's sorry, let me put it into my calculator.
Degree, 180 degree is, that's pi, okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, 90 degree is how much?
1.57. So
you just do pi over 2, okay?
Yeah, half of pi.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. 30 degree is how much?
A third. Or no, sorry, 1/6. 1/6.
Yes, thank you. 135 degree. Look.
It's just times pi over 180.
This is divided by 1/2. Divided by half is divided by 2 is 45. So divided by 2, this is pi over 4. Pi over 4 is corresponding to 45 degree. 45 degree times 3 is 135. So this will come to 3 pi over 4. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay, all right. So to change from degree to radian, if you want to change to this direction, okay, watch out. You are going to do this way. You are going to times pi and then divided by 180, okay? So from degree to radian, look, this guy divided by 180 times pi, this equals to pi. This guy divided by 180, so it's 2, so pi over 2. Make sense now?
Yes.
So this is conversion in this direction.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Then.
The conversion in the opposite direction is this way, okay? What do? You are going to times 180, and then you divide by pi. All right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So back to here. What's going on over here? Because the decimal calculator is treated your angle input as a degree, as a radian. So you have to do the conversion. 30 equals to, you have to say, I'm going to divide it by 180. And then I'm going to times by a pi. There you go. This fixes the problem. Sine 30 degree is sine pi over 6. That's 0.5. Same thing for here. You are going to times by pi and then divide it by 180. All right? That's what's going on. Make sense now? All right. So let me see. Aiden, you finished this question?
Yeah, but I used a calculator, so I don't know if that counts though.
You use which calculator? TI Inspire?
No, I used decimals, like TIs at school.
You use decimal, but did you pay attention to the conversion or not?
Oh wait, I didn't do the sign yet. Never mind. I just found X. I didn't really do this. So I'll
Oh,
do
really?
that.
Okay. Okay. So this guy, we get this angle to be what? This angle to be 25.183, okay? And then sine. There, this is X, this is 67 degree, 12 prime. And this guy corresponding to this angle. So we write down 87 degree and 37 prime, okay? And then if you want to do the calculation, you will do the cross multiplication. This product equals to this. So what you do? You will do this, you will do 200 times sine 67 plus 12 over 60. And then divided by sine 87 plus 37 over 60. There you go. Is there any student who get the same answer as my answer? Anybody get the same answer? Really?
I think you forgot the 0 and the 6 on the top.
Oh, I have a typo over there. Thank you. Well, hold on. I haven't to do the conversion yet, right? Yeah, I haven't do the conversion yet. So I'm going to do here. I times by a pi divided by 180. And then again here, I times by a pi and divided by 180. Okay, so the x equals to 184.532. Okay. Yeah, we have Michelle Aiden got correct. Oh, Suzanne, you have a question for what? You ask this prime means what, right? This prime is just a unit. It's not one prime is equals to 1/60 degree. So 37 prime will equals to 37/60 degree. Does this make sense? So then did I answer your question or not? Okay. That's for the first question. Next one, number 2. So then it's your turn to read the question. Go ahead.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, 2 observers are standing on shore half-mile apart at points A and B and measure the angle to a sailboat at point C at the same time. Angle A is 63 degrees 24 prime and angle B is 56 36 prime. Find the distance from each observer to the sailboat.
All right. So we were given this to be 1/2, okay? And we were given these 2 angles. So what we are asking, from where to where? Can you tell me?
Oh, do I answer that?
Uh-huh.
The distance of
Yeah.
B and A.
Uh-huh. So they are asking from each observer to the sailboat. They are asking this and this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can you go ahead? Use the law of sine we learned. Yeah. Sine of this angle over A equals to sine of this angle over B equals 1/2 over sine C. How do we get sine C? Use 180 minus this and this. We get this angle, then we can find out the B and A, okay? So everybody go ahead, run your calculator and be careful for the unit conversion and tell me the A and B equals to how much? text me to the account where I show my video camera, okay? Don't text me to the other computer. Use law sine. Sine of this angle divided by this equals sine of this angle divided by this equals sine of this angle divided by this. You find this angle first, and then you will get your B and A. When you type in the calculator, you want to watch out for the unit conversion. For the prime, you have to divide it by 60. And you also want to make sure when you type in decimals, you need to use the reading format, which means you need to times pi divided by 180. How do you type in pi? You type in pi, it's going to automatically change it to pi, okay? You don't need to use 3.14. They are going to do it for you. You just type in pi, that's pi. Nobody finished? 0.47, 0.51. We have one student finished. How about other people? Michelle, you can text me your answers. 0.52, 0.48. Yeah, the numbers looks very close. So it could be those round up errors. All right, let's see here together. Maybe we keep 3 decimals, okay? We keep 3 decimals, please. So angle C is this. You want to calculate this first. And then you will plug in this value into here, sine C equals sine 63 degree 24 prime over A equals sine 56 degrees 36 prime over B. And then you get this value here and this value here. Okay.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't know that you wanted the 3 decimal points.
Put a small decimals. But when you do the conversion, be careful here. You cannot look. This guy does not equals to 63.24. No. This guy equals to 63 plus 24 over 60. Okay. Because 1 degree equals to 60 prime. Okay. So if you type in this guy by this, you might have those kind of errors. Same thing here. We type in 56 plus 36 over 60. Okay. We want to watch out those places. Any question for number 2? Students have any question for number 2? No question? No question, we will move to number 3. All right. The answer is this. This is the answer. So then you see the answer here? Okay, Tina, let's do number 3.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, read the question.
A person at A looks due east and sees a UFO with an angle of elevation of 40 degrees. At the same instant, another person, 1.0 miles due west of A, looks due east and sights the same UFO with an angle of elevation of 25 degrees. Find the distance between A and the UFO. How far is the UFO above the ground?
Okay, the question here is kind of like very confused.
Mhm.
For this words problem, the hard part is not the math part. The hard part is how you draw this and mark those conditions, okay?
Mhm.
So this person looks due east. This person looks due east and see UFO with an angle of elevation. I don't know if your teacher in geometry teach this or not. This is called the angle of elevation, okay? This is called angle of elevation. If you take the airplane and your plane is descending, this angle is called the angle of depression, okay? This is called angle of depression. This is called the angle of elevation, okay? So this person look at this, and the angle of elevation here is 40 degrees. At the same instant, which means at the same time, another person, 1 mile due west. Well, you have to know that when we mark it, we write down this way. We do this, we call this north, south, west, east. So this guy due west, due east. So this guy first, same instant, another person 1 mile due west of A. So A is this location. Due west, so means go to the left, okay? Becomes to this point called B. And this person B look at the same UFO. This time the elevation angle changed. This changed to 25 degree. 25 degree, 40 degree. And this is a distance of 1. And then we ask, find the distance between A and the UFO, which is asking how much is here. So this is typical law of sign questions, okay? And for your school, Dulles Academy, they give those long words questions, and you need to finish those questions very fast and correct with the calculator. Okay, so we do want to practice here. Yeah, go ahead, use your calculator, or you can use decimals. Write your equation and solve the X, and text me your answer, please. Do the law of sine and figure out how much is x. Yeah, I believe everybody can list this equation. This equation is simple. I'm going to also teach the way to use TI Inspire, okay? I don't know if in this class, students have the TI Inspire, but I do encourage you to buy a TI Inspire. Now I'm going to show you how to do this in TI Inspire. So we list the equation here, okay? In TI Inspire, you have this, okay? This one, we need to go to the menu, go to the setting. If you have your TI Inspire, please take it out and do this with me together. You do the setting, you do the document setting, and you see here, you use this to scroll up or scroll down. This angle, if you change this here to be degree, and then you use a tab, and then you click make default, and then you click OK. If you do that, this calculator becomes to the degree mode. So if you put in trig, if you type in sine, for example, if you do 30, this will give you a 1/2. Why? Because you are in the degree mode. So sine 30 is supposed to be 1/2. If you click this button and do cosine, sorry, this is cosine inverse. If you do trigonometry and then do cosine, if you type in 60 degree, this is still 1/2. But if you go back, go the settings, there. If you do document settings, and then if you change this guy to be reading, RADIAN, and then you use a tab. Look, if you want your reading to be the correct unit, you shouldn't just click this OK here. This OK is not OK. You click make default, and then you click OK. That's the correct way to set up this into reading mode. And if you go back, if you see sine 30 degree, if you do here, you can use the arrow button to go up or go down. After you highlight, and then you enter, you click enter, that thing will be automatically copy and paste. You do there, oh, sine 30, they don't give you anything. What's going on? It's because, look, this is called TI Inspire CXCES. This is a smart calculator, like your smartphone. They cannot tell this one, okay? They don't know if you want to put it in those simplified format or decimals format. So you give a dot at the end, and then they give you this answer. Why this value is not 1/2? Because they treat 30 in the reading mode. If you want to change the result, to be 1/2, you either switch it back to be degree or you do the conversion here. 30 times pi. There is a button called pi here. And then you enter. And then you divide it by 180. And then there you go. It goes to 1/2. But if you have a question, you say, teacher, I really don't like to click this button, go the setting, and keep switching between the reading mode and the degree mode. I really hate doing those conversions. Again, there's another way. You do here, because this is a smart calculator. You can fix this problem quickly by, look, use copy sin 30, but you want to tell this is talking about a degree. What do? You come to here, and then you go to this pi button. Look, when you click the pi button, it's a table. You are able to choose this degree. There you go, enter. Beautiful 1/2, okay? So even though this calculator right now is in the reading mode, I'm still able to convert it to degree by typing a degree. And then here, how do I get the answer? Very fast, cross multiplication. These two products equals these two products. So x equals to 1 times sine 25 over sine 15. So what do? Look, you do control, you do this, okay? I can tell you, I teach hundreds of students for preparing their SAT. When I show them so many techniques in this TI inspired calculator, all of them can improve more than 100 points. Now I have so many skills in this calculator, which you won't be able to see anywhere else. So what do you do here? You do sine. You type in sine 25. And then you click this button here. You go down 25 degree over sine. There. 15. You click this button and you go there. There. If you do this, wow, this give you radicals. Why this calculator give you those results? Because this is a smart calculator. They don't know if you want to get those exactly radical result or the decimal result. So how can you tell them you want a decimal result? You go there and you put a dot at the end. 25 and 25 dot are different. If students, you have learned computer programming before, you know that in programming, when you assign a variables, you can define it to be an integer. Then your output will be an integer. You can define it as a decimals, as a real numbers. Then your output, you have those float dots. So you put a dot there. Where is a dot? Dot is right here. So you put the dot and then you enter. You get this. There you go. That's your answer. Leave 3 decimals, 1.633. Okay, that's for number 3. Any question? No question? Oh, let's do next one. Oh, this question. No, this is a bad guy, okay? I tell you, for Dulles and Clemens, they like to ask you those hard and tricky questions. And in the class, your teacher won't teach you this kind of question. Let me call student. Aiden.
Mhm.
Go ahead and read the number 4.
When a boy stands on the bank of a river and looks across to the other bank, the
Hey,
angle of
hold on. So this is the river, okay? This is the river. The boy stands on the bank of the river and look across to the other side. The boy is here, looks at the river on the other side, okay? Go ahead.
the angle of depression is 12 degrees.
Okay.
If you do you need it?
So that means those angle depression is 12 degree. Next.
If he climbs to the top of a 10-foot tree and looks across to the other bank, the angle of depression is 15 degrees.
So he climbs taller and he looks at the bank. Those angle depression change to 15 degree. Continue.
What is the distance from the first position of the boy to the other bank of the river, and how wide is the river?
What is the distance from the first position to the other bank of the river? So they ask you that distance. And they also ask you this distance, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
This is a crazy question, right?
Yeah.
Doing calculation is just a little bit tricky, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is how can you draw this by yourself? If this is the first time you see this question, if you never practiced this question before, but you see this question for the first time during the test, 99% student won't be able to get it, okay? So you learn in advance. You know this question may appear, so we do it. The first depression angle is 12 degree. The second depression is 15 degree. So if we draw the triangle in this way, Aiden, look at this with me, okay? Your first angle depression is that. Your second depression angle is that, okay? And we can change the graph to be like this. So this is the first time the boy has a height of y, okay? Because the boy is not looking at the river on the ground, right? The boy does not look at the other side of the river from the ground. The boy has a height. So the boy is, for example, 5 feet, okay? The boy look at the other side of the river from here. And next, the boy climbs to a 10-foot tree. Then the boy looks like the other side. So this is 15 degree. This is 12 degree. Does this graph make sense to you?
Yes, makes sense.
Okay. You know this is 12 degree. This is 15 degree. This is 10. From here to here, this is 10. And then they ask you, how much is here? How much is here? Okay. Now I have already shown the graph. Everybody go ahead and use the trigonometry we have learned so far to figure out. This is 10. This is 15 degree. This is 12 degree. Go ahead and get this guy and go ahead and get this guy. Okay. You may also tell how tall is the boy, but we are not asking this. We are asking here and here. Everybody, you can go ahead and run this question. I have already shown the graph. The difficult part is already done. solve this triangle, you want to manipulate it with the definition of tangent. Okay. Tangent of 15 equals to this guy over this guy. Tangent of 12 equals this guy over this guy. Okay. Let me see if there's students who can solve this one. Anybody found the answer? Okay, let me show this, okay? Tangent 12. Tangent 12 equals to y over x. So y will equals to x times tangent 12, correct, Aiden?
Yeah.
Tangent 15 equals to 10 plus y over x, okay?
Okay.
So 10 plus y will equals to tangent 15 times x, correct?
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
all right. Now this y can be replaced to here. So 10, okay? 10 plus y is x times tangent 12 equals to x times tangent 15. Make sense now?
Makes sense.
Well, this is one variable equation minus x times this to the other side. 10 equals to x times tangent 15 minus tangent 12. So x equals to this. Does this make sense now?
Yes.
Okay. This question is not easy, right?
It's not easy.
All right. That's for question 4. For this part, if your teacher is nice, they can make those questions very easy. But if they change a little bit, the question can become hard, very hard, okay? Next, we will apply for the law of cosine. Law of cosine. So then, which part do you feel confused? You don't understand 10 plus x times tangent 12. Here. 10, okay, look at here. Yeah. I know this angle is way more bigger than 15, okay? But if I make this too small, it's hard for me to draw. So I'm exaggerating here. I'm just saying this is 15, okay? In this right triangle, this is 15. Tangent 15 equals to the opposite over the adjacent. The opposite is 10 plus y. The adjacent is x. So you have here. Did I answer your question? This is 10 plus y. So 10 plus y equals to tangent 15 times x. Did I answer your question? So then, you need to tell me. I don't know if you understand or not. Did I answer your question, yes or no? Tangent 15 is 10 plus y. This 10, this is y. Tangent 15 is 10 plus y over x. 10 plus y over x. So 10 plus y equals to tangent 15 times x. Who is y? Y is x times tangent 12. So I replace this y here. That's why 10 plus this equals to x times tangent 15. Do you understand this? Yes or no? Do you understand this? No? 10, you copy down. Y, you replace. Yes or no? Still no? Seriously? 10, you copy down. Y, you replaced. Okay? Number 5. Brian, go ahead, read the question. Brian, go ahead, read this question, please.
Small town is separated from the local power plant by mountainous terrains and several lakes. Until now, the electricity power has been rerouted through a nearby city. The recent development of a stronger wire permits a direct line to be constructed, siding from the town. The angle between the city and the power plant is 17.17 degrees. And the distance between the city and the town is 123 kilometers. The distance between the power plant to the city is 156. What is the distance as the crow flies between the town and the power plant?
Okay. So my drawing exactly following the words, okay? Yeah. We know this distance is 123 kilometers. This is angle. And here is 156. So look at this question. They are asking for the distance between the town and the plant, which is this piece. We know this part, we know this part, and we know here. Tell me, please, which law I should use? Law of cosine or law of sine? Which one? Law of cosine or law of sine? Look, this is the law of sine and the law of cosine. For law of sine, you need to know at least 2 angles. For law of cosine, if you're given 2 sides and 1 angle, that's the
Law of
time.
cosines. Sorry.
So you want to choose law of cosine, okay? So we want to choose law of cosine here. Look, this guy square. This guy square equals to this guy square plus this guy square minus 2 times this and this and cosine of this, okay? In that way, you have one equation, you have just one variable. You can go ahead and do it, yeah? Everybody go ahead, writing down. That guy square equals to x square plus this guy square minus 2x times this cosine. With this equation, you learned quadratic formulas. Use your quadratic formula to go ahead and solve your x, okay? Solve for your x, go ahead. By the time you learn pre-calculus, you're supposed to know everything you have learned for algebra 1, algebra 2, and geometry. And by the time of your 11th grade or 12th grade, when you start learn calculus AB or calculus BC, you are supposed to know everything you have learned in algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, and pre-calculus. You can use quadratic formula to solve for x. And I will also show you a very fast way of doing this question using the TI Inspire calculator. I suppose students in this class all remember the quadratic formulas. Look here, 7.17. You just type in this directly. You don't need to do 7 plus 17 over 16. No, because this is 7.17. If they write down 7 degree 17 prime, then you do 7 plus 17 over 60. Okay, this guy you just treat as it is. Everybody remember the quadratic formula?
Do you want me to text you the answer?
Yeah. Not really. All right. So if you type in this in your calculator, x equals to negative b, so this you put to positive, plus or minus square root b squared. You do this guy square minus 4 times a is 1, c is this. Okay. If you type in all this big package, you should ending up to this answer. Okay. I would like to teach you how do we do this very fast using a calculator. Okay. All right. Now we are going to solve this equation. If we want to solve this equation, there's a function here we can do in the menu, do manual and do algebra, and then do solve. Oh, this solve can solve many things. So you type in 156 square equals x squared plus 123 square minus 2 times x times 123 times cosine of 77.17. And I go to this guy pi button, and then I can choose a degree and select. There you go. Okay, this is law of cosine, and this is within the big parentheses. To solve this, you have to assign variables. You do comma, you do x, okay? Yeah, if you know those language like Python, you can also do those script inside the calculator. There you go. So when I do the solve button, okay, using the solve. Do this solve and then look, okay, solve. You type in this, you exactly type in these equations there. And then you do a comma, and then you do a x, and then you enter. They give you a beautiful result. One is negative 72.451. The other one is 127.078. That's another answer. This is real world question. Could x be negative? No, that answer is wrong. This answer is correct. If you type in this really, really long expression, you are supposed to get these two answers also. And you skip the negative one, you choose a positive one. Okay? That's how we solve the quadratic equation very fast using the solve button inside the TI Inspire calculator. Okay, that's a calculator. This calculator can help you increase 100 points fast for those PSAT and SAT, but you need to know how to use it. Any question here? And so far, I don't see any student get this question correctly, okay? That's number 5. Number 6. Christina, let's go ahead to number 6. Read the question, please.
2 pedestrians walk from opposite ends of a city block to a point on the other side of the street. The angle formed by their paths is 25 degrees. One pedestrian walks 200 feet. The other walks 320 feet. How long is the city block?
You need to reach to this level by, after reading one sentence, you can draw a graph. 2 guys are walking, okay, from the opposite end of a city block. So these 2 guys, they want to walk to the same location. The angle by their path is 25. This person goes 300. This person goes 320. How long is here? This is typical law of cosine, okay? Law of cosine. This side square equals to this guy square plus this guy square minus 2 times this, and then cosine 25. Go ahead, type in calculator and text me your answer, please. If you finish, text me, okay? Perfect, Christina, you got correct. Very good. Well, if you can type in this very fast in the calculator, you will get this answer. 135.606. Okay, that's the answer. The next question. Look at here. They said the 2 sides and the included angle of a parallelogram. So two sides, one side 3.2, the other side 4.8. The angle between them is 54 degree, 24 prime. They ask you find the diagonal. This is the answer. Okay, for this question, you were given this angle and this lines and this length. How you get here? That's easy. Law of cosine. Law of cosine. This a squared equals to this. If you want to get this length, also easy. This is 54 degree 24 prime. This way is 180 minus 54 degree 24 prime. So this is 4.8. This is 3.2. Parallelogram, opposite side are equal. So this is 3.2. So the b squared will be this guy squared plus this guy squared minus 2 times this product times cosine of this. And then you can type in your calculator to get a and b. All right. Okay, this practice has more questions. I already put my answers and you can do it by yourself. Okay. All right. This is the worst problem part. If you feel like you do very slow, that means you want to work very hard, because for your school, the test give you very small amount of time to finish. Okay. That's for today's class. I will upload the videos and also the homework. See you next week.